Hello, I've been forced to create this content against my will because I'm a product of capitalism. I have a squeaky chair today. Oh, it's okay, great. Thank you, chair. This is a show that I'm doing and putting very little effort into because the new YouTube monetization rules mean that you have to be uploading regular content in order to actually make any money off of YouTube. I think that's unfair. I'd hoped to never have to touch this YouTube channel again, but here we are. So there, capitalism. So being as I have to make content against my will, I'm going to use this to shine a light on creative stuff that I've done in the past, stuff that my friends have done that I think is really cool, that deserves more attention from the world. So if people do watch this, hopefully that's the result. I'm going to talk about something that exists on this channel, one of the most recent Stabbed Panda projects that you might have seen. We're going to talk about the Listen to This series. I'm going to talk you through what it is, why it exists, why I think it deserves more views. Listen to This is a series by myself and Jay Plent. Jay is a wonderful musician. I know him from his time in Cambridge. I think his family are from this neck of the woods. He's up in Manchester now with his band Scatterchild. He's also in Bonfire Tide, two very good bands. Scatterchild describe themselves as sad yelling, which is a perfect way to describe that. They're doing some big stuff. I have some Scatterchild stuff in the future that I want to talk about. Yes, so Listen to This is a series that I think Jay pitched it to me. I think I said, look, this channel is earning money. I don't know what to do with it. Would you want to pitch me a show, Jay? I think that's how it came about. Or maybe we had a conversation in a pub. I don't really remember. I don't know if that's necessarily important. Jay would pick a band that he likes and would write a script about them, ask the band to get involved. So the band would send him like a crap load of assets, video, music, photos, and then he would write the script, record the voiceover, and then my job was to edit the video together. So it was cool because I didn't have to make the thing. I wasn't in charge of I was the account holder, so I was technically speaking in charge of the project, but I gave Jay creative control. So I would make it and then I would say, are you happy with how this looks? And if not, we would tweak it. So it was truly a collaboration. Although I'm the Stabbed Panda channel guy, I view this as Jay's show. I wouldn't Listen to This without Jay, for example. So yeah, we sort of the views for this are quite sporadic. Like none of them like really properly took off, which I wasn't expecting. The idea was that because we have videos that are kind of taking off on this channel, not all of them, but like some of them are like getting good numbers. Because some of these videos are getting good numbers, it would make sense to try to capitalize on that. Let's make a show about unsigned bands or independent bands, and then hopefully if someone's watched a quick guide to medieval music, maybe they'll go, oh, this channel have another video about this band, I don't know, let's have a look at that. I mean, if we were to do this on a blank channel, these views would be like 2 or 3 rather than 200 or 300. So like Tape Runs Out having 1,000 totally makes sense. Bizarre that Ellie Dixon's only at 145. Maybe I need to go in there and tweak the metadata a bit because she herself is doing the numbers. So this was a great way to sort of keep the YouTube channel active whilst I wasn't really properly wanting to do content. Like I'd occasionally do like Taiko, Romantic Era. I was remaking some older videos, trying to capitalize on the fact that people like the common practice music history stuff. So the that's why it started. That's what it is. I'm really grateful that like all these bands were like willing to like get involved and sort of got what we were trying to do. And I'm glad that these videos exist. We were really careful around the copyright because some of these bands do have like, you know, copyright restrictions. We were able to work through that. So we had a product that I, as the editor, Jay is the host, and the bands themselves, we were all really happy with this end product. So I'm really glad we made this. And these videos are here now forever, I guess. We also had some fun with it, like Cardigan Homebrew. We spoke about that previously, that episode there. There's some really cool stuff in here. And I think it's an interesting way to like shine a light on independent bands. This was sort of coming out as like the short form video stuff was really taking off. So I think if I were to do this now, I would focus on the short form video and not worry too much about having like the 3 to 5 minute videos. I'd just do it as short form, and I think that might get some more attention. I don't have the time to go in and remake them that way, because I mean no one does. That's a lot of effort. The reason it stopped was basically because I very selfishly quit my job, as I'm sure if you know me from anywhere other than Stabbed Panda, you know that a few years ago I quit my job. I went freelance content marketer, and when I first did that, I was like, holy crap, I'm poor. I mean, I was already not making much money, so I was able to save up a little bit from the job that I quit, and then the first few months of being freelance were pretty rough. One of the things I did that made it bearable was I just like cancelled a lot of outgoings. So for the time, I paused a lot of like Patreon memberships, stuff like that. I started hand making stuff for birthdays and Christmas and that sort of thing. And one of the things was YouTube ad revenue. I basically said to Jay, look, I'm sorry, I've got to pause this because I need to just be more careful with my outgoings. And actually at that point we weren't making an awful lot of money through YouTube AdSense. I think that there was like a bleak period a couple of years ago where AdSense was really bad. So I was basically paying Jay just whatever we got out of AdSense. So anytime we made X amount of money, I would pay Jay that X amount of money and he would create a video. That was the system. Worked really well. And there was a period where we just weren't making that, but I wanted to keep the content going, so I just paid him out of my own pocket. I didn't mind doing that. So then when I didn't have the funds, we sort of stopped. The question that you're undoubtedly asking is, okay, so that was 2 years ago. Liam, you're a successful marketing freelancer now. Are you going to bring the show back? I'm, like I said, honestly surprised that I'm doing this show. This show was never planned. This show exists because of how YouTube monetization works now. If anyone I know wants to come and do a show like this instead of me, that's absolutely fine. But like, I don't want to put a lot of time or energy into the Stabbed Panda channel at this point because it's not going to grow. So I suppose the thing with listen to this is that I didn't want to have to do Stabbed Panda anymore because it was a blog, it was a YouTube channel. It was a lot of work for very little output. So I actually, as well as the money stuff I said earlier, I just didn't really want to have to do Stabbed Panda anymore, especially because like I wanted to focus on my own YouTube channel. I wanted to focus on my own career and stuff, and Stabbed Panda wasn't really helping me do either of those things. So I just took that time that I was spending there and I put it into my own stuff. Now the situation has changed a couple of years later. So I don't know. I haven't really had that conversation with Jay. Jay, if you're watching, buddy, yeah, I don't know. Like, if you want to pitch me an idea, like, I mean, maybe give it a few months so I know how much money we're going to make off of AdSense. But Mostly, I don't think any of us have the time. That's why I'm doing this show. I've plugged my webcam into OBS with my screen capture, and I'm just talking at you. I'm not really even editing these, unless I say poo. I might edit out me saying poo. I also might not, and that will give you an idea of how much I'm editing this or not. I've run out of steam. I like these listen to this videos. I think they're really good. I think Jay did an amazing job. It bums me out that we had to stop doing them for the various reasons, but I think it's cool that the content still exists online, and you should go watch it. If all of these videos break 10,000 views in the next 24 hours, then we'll make more, but I bet it won't. This is what happens when I run out of steam with a concept. I just start making promises that are impossible. Yep.